is a security message. If you see some code,
All of them, all the witches, all right, all witches with pixies, fairies, elves, gelflings, mermaids, and all mythical creatures. So I hopped to Birmingham on the train for this, that, and the other, but I'm back now, and I slipped into Marks and Spencer's food, and I got a couple of thingy pingies to try, as in some sort of sandwiches, some sort of miniature fruit, and some crisps, of course, some potato chips, some crisps. So we'll give all these a try. I've just been swigging on the train this movie, so this one is mango, kiwi and kale. That's what it's looking like. It's decent. I quite like it. Oh, I've got something in my eye. Yeah, it's alright, that is. I like it. It's doable. It's drinkable. It's quite nice. So I went in there, but it's so overwhelming in food M&S, because what do you do with yourself, man? How do you discipline yourself? Is it possible? I don't know. So I've got these berries to try, and then I'm going to try these brioche rolls as well as those crisps. So let's try these things first. This is aromatic kiwi berries. I've seen these floating around. I'll give those a whirl and a swirl. And then these, which are citrusy kumquat. Oh my god. Well, this, which looks like miniature oranges, miniature tangerines or satsumas or clementines or something like that. But I don't know if, I mean, it kind of almost looks a bit like a baby plum tomato in terms of shape, but they literally look like some sort of miniature orange. No idea. Don't think I've had this before, and I know for a fact I haven't had kiwi berries before. So let's crack those now, and let's see if they're any good or not. So that's what they're looking like in the packet. Small and green. They're looking a little bit like a green tomato. Wow, interesting. So yeah, that's what they're looking like. Sniff, sniff, whiff, whiff, yum, yum. Let's see if they really are yummy. Don't really smell of anything much. It's like that, and it's got kind of like a two-tone texture, almost like a bit like a green tomato. So yeah, cute. But are they nice? Here we go. Here goes. Ready, aim, fire. Oh my god. It's literally a miniature. It's a miniature kiwi on the inside, but it's not that flavoursome. Like, it's not really, it's a tiny bit sour. It's not really sweet. But the texture on the inside and the look of it is like a kiwi. Maybe it's more sort of seedy and like squishy texture, but it's not fuzzy on the inside. It's not fuzzy on the outside. It's just kind of like a tomato skin, like I said before, slightly grapey or slightly tomato skinish. They're all right. They're kind of fun, but I wouldn't necessarily buy them again in a jiffy. All right. Tiny bit bitter. I wouldn't buy them again, not really. But they're kind of fun, they're kind of cute. They're giving miniature kiwi vibes, but they're not as sweet. But I don't think kiwis are like overly sweet anyway. These particular ones, I don't think they really have any sweetness to them. It's just like more like the texture. But, however, moving on, let's try these. So this is what the packet is looking like. Okay, and these are looking like they're from the orange family, baby cousins or something. Let's give this an open and see what it looks like and see what it tastes like. So that's what it's looking like. Can't smell that much. That's what it's looking like in the packet. It's got this skin. I don't know if you have to peel it or not. But that, okay, maybe there is a tiny bit of a citrus smell from there. But that is what it's looking like. This is one of the biggest ones. The whole box is like my hand, and that's what that one looks like in my hand. Cute, but are they nice? Do I peel it or do you just bite it? I don't know. Whoa. Oh my god. Is this literally skin? Oh. Not sure. It is kind of smelling more orangey and it is giving orange peel, but it's like a very thick piffy part by the look of it. So yeah, there it is. It is giving like miniature orange, the way the peel is peeling. And yeah, you can smell the citrus and like an orangey sort of smell. Look at that. That's basically the skin of this. Let's plonk this here. And it's basically kind of piffy all around the outside. Go. Whoa. Whoa. Holy hell. That's sour. If you put sugar on this, it'd be like a sour candy. So, it's mostly, it is kind of orangey, but it's almost like it's a bunch of pith just like clumped together, and it's super sour. You know what I mean? It's like a bit bitter too. That's all right, but no, texture wise I'm not going to be buying those again either. They're okay, they're cute though, aren't they? But we don't want cute. We want a real deal. So let's palette cleanse with my smoothie thing and move on to these. Let's move on to these rolls. So what we got here then, and the crisps. So this is, what is this? Classic brioche rolls selection prawn cocktail golden egg mayonnaise. So yeah, I do like an egg mayo sandwich from time to time. Not a lot, but I do like them. I do crave them from time to time. So I will make myself one. But I do love like a prawn sandwich. It's one of my go-tos. But I've not tried this one, this particular one in the brioche buns. So that's what the box is looking like. Okay, and it's got the two brioche buns there. Ta-da. So yeah, they look cute. The bun's looking yellow. That butteriness, probably. They look quite nice. They smell nice, and that is what they're looking like. Ooh, squidgy and fun. I just love just kind of squishing stuff. I am a bit of a sensory food person. Anyway, that's what they're looking like. I'm gonna go for the egg mayo first. It's a very soft bun, and the herbs, there's herbs on top of this one. Yeah, so it's a very soft bun. It's yellow. It's looking quite buttery and yellow and super soft. And there's the egg mayo in and on. Sniff with yum. Let's see if this is yummy. Ready, aim, fire. Oh, brilliant. The bread is soft. Let's give that another go. So it's very creamy and very mayonnaisey. And the mayonnaise in this has got a bit of a tang to it. Got some herb on top. But yeah, it's very sort of like, it's not dry, like it's creamy. And it's a very yellow looking like egg mayo. I don't know if it's got any mustard or, but it's got a bit of a tang. Yeah, it's nice. Maybe it could do with a dash more seasoning, but that's nice enough. Let's dive into the prawn cocktail, which I do love. A bit of a prawn cocktail. I like a 70s prawn cocktail starter, I really do. So yeah, it's got this red stuff. I don't know what the hell that is on the top. Red flecks or something. It's got the pink sort of prawn cocktail sauce and the prawnicles poking through. And that is what it's looking like. Sniff whiff. Let's see if this is yummy too. Go. Yeah. Can really taste that tangy prawn cocktail sauce, which I like. It kind of does go nice with the bun. Quite a good amount of sauce on that saucing, and you can taste the tanginess of that one. Super tangy, and that is nice. I like them both, but this one I like more. But saying that, I do prefer prawn cocktail. However, let's try these crisps. So I've seen these, I didn't know which crisp to get. I thought, you know what, I'll give these a go. So it's basically like an avocado olive green packet. Nice packet. But these are 100% avocado oil crisps with Mediterranean sea salt. Only 3 ingredients: potatoes, 79 gram, avocado oil, 44 gram, Mediterranean sea salt, which is nice. So it's looking like a nice pack, and that is what it is looking like. And I've got so many to choose from, crisp wise and chocolate wise and cake wise. In Marks and Spencer, it sends you bloody dizzy. Oh, it opens smooth and sophisticated. Oh yeah, these are smelling nice. So these are looking kind of similar to those other ones that they do with the olive oil. So they do the ones that are salted, the truffle ones, some ham ones which I haven't tried yet, and the ones which have no salt on. They're looking very yellow and similar to those. That is what they are looking like. This new with yum yum. Let's see if these ones are yummy. They're looking nice and they smell very nice. They're very thin and I like the different sort of textures and shapes. But that's interesting. These are proper quality crisps. These are very nice. So they're a beautiful crisp chip. They're very thin. They're yellow. They've got a nice crunch and almost like a bit of a homemade texture and flavour to it. Addictive. These are drugs. Once you pop these, you definitely can't stop. They're so good. It's like just a pure, nice, salted crisp. So yeah, they are similar to the salted extra virgin olive oil ones like these, but instead of extra virgin olive oil, it's avocado oil. But now, the real test is, do they make a good crisp sandwich? So let's shove some in the egg one, because I think that would work really well. It'll work in both these sandwiches. But you know, I've got to try and see to crunch up the sandwich and add some seasoning. Look at that. Let's shove some in there and give it a crunch and a munch. Squish them down. Some more in. Why not? Okay. I've stuffed some crisps in the egg one. Let's give it a squish and a crunch. That's nice together. It adds some crunch and some saltiness to the sandwich. Egg and crisps, or fried egg with homemade chips for dinner, for tea, which makes me think of, it's a great movie, watch it, it's one of my favourite films. Have you seen it? Shirley Valentine. It's a great film. But one of my favourite scenes is, and it's a hugely important scene, and it could be one of the most important scenes in this film, where husband and wife, and there's a daughter as well. It's a funny movie, but it's also touches on some serious matters to do with DV, and I think it was set in the 80s. Joanna Lumley's in it. I can't remember the name of the male and the main male and female actress. And then there's the daughter. I'm sure she was in Bread. I'm so confused now. But I'm sure it's based in Liverpool. and it's a husband and wife, and they live a normal everyday life. She's like a housewife, cooking and cleaning, but she talks to the wall. She talks to the wall in the house, and she's super just fed up of her life, because she's just always like the expectation from the husband just to cook and clean and have his dinners ready. And he's like a grumpy bastard, and he's not very nice to her. And then because they have their dinner routines, like they eat a certain thing on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on, it's just the same. It's mundane, it's boring, it's tiring, it's energy draining. And then there's this whole thing to do with the daughter as well, and her friend, and the neighbour's dog. It's really cleverly done. And she's at home, and then apparently, like, I can't remember what day it is, but I'll just say it for this like thing, where on the Tuesday or the Thursday, I can't remember what day it is because I haven't watched it in ages, but they're supposed to have steak and chips or something like that, or steak, egg and chips, or steak and chips. But the neighbour's gone away, and the neighbour wants her to feed the dog. And her friend's going on holiday, and she's trying to get her to go on holiday to Greece with her. So all this stuff is happening, and her husband's gone to work, and he's expecting on the Tuesday or the Thursday, let's just say Thursday, he's expecting steak and chips. And everybody in the 80s, my mum always did it. We often did homemade deep fat fried chips as well, in the chip pan, and egg and chips, and there'd be gammon chips and gammon egg and chips, and yeah, all these things with chips. It's super yummy though. But she ended up giving the steak to the neighbour's dog. So when he got home, he was like, when's dinner ready? Because he's expecting it to be ready at the exact time, and he's expecting steak and chips, or steak, egg and chips, I can't remember, but he's expecting the steak, put it that way, and she'd give it the dog. And she's talking to the wall while she's cooking the dinner. Anyway, he comes in, she puts the dinner on the table, and she just does fried egg and chips. And he looks at it, he goes, what's this? And she goes, it's dinner. And he goes, where's my steak? And because the steak's not on the plate, he loses his shit and throws all the food all over the floor. He like throws like the plates, or knocks the plates off the floor, or something like that. And that's when she's like had enough. And then like she cooks all these, like pre-cooks all these meals for him anyway, and puts them in the freezer, and she fucks off on holiday to Greece with a friend. Oh my god, I've just like given like quite a big part of the story, but a lot of people might have already seen it. But if you haven't, watch it, it's really. And then she talks to the rock, and all this other stuff happens, and it makes me think of that, because fried egg and homemade chips is such a badass meal. Like, it's such a simple thing, but it's so yummy. This combo, like a fried, like an egg mayonnaise sandwich with just like salted potato chips, crisp like this, like nice. It's like so heavenly. It's like amazing. Anyway, that's that. Look how yummy these crisps are. They're so good. Get them. Or don't. Do what the fuck you want. Anyway, however, never forget, chin up, crown on, and don't let no motherfuckers bring you down.